Okay, let me just make sure that everything is fine and we are okay. Okay. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Mokwena. I am your host, and this, of course, is a place where we love South African and African football. And of course, we're back into league action because abanye abana passport. Guys, welcome to the show. We have a watch along of Orlando Pirates who are taking on CHIPPA United. That is what we're going to be doing today. If it's your first time here, the normal show is on every Monday, Tuesday. Well. You can't hear me. Hang on. You can't hear me, guys. Let me just check something. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yeah, man. Okay, what about now? Hey, young hands TikTok. Okay, ow. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to fix this for those who are watching on YouTube who can still hear me. Okay, I'm going to try this. Please, guys, tell me how it sounds, if there are issues, if there's something happening. Usually when I use this sound setting, there is a bit of an issue, but it's okay, just so that we can get back in. I'll figure out what is going on over here. Okay. Let's do that again. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Mokwena. I am your host, and this, of course, is a place where we absolutely love South African football, and we're back in the league because abanye abantu abana ma passport this year. Guys, welcome to the show. The show is on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. And then, of course, if Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are in action, we will be here watching the show, watching the game with, you'll be watching the game with me. Then, of course, it's an interactive show, halftime. I'm going to let 5 people in. You can add your voice to the show by clicking the multi-guest button at the bottom of your screen. On TikTok, it's got a blue figure hugging a pink figure. You click on it, you request, I let you in, and we have a conversation about whatever it is that we're seeing on the screen. And then, of course, if we can reach 25,000 likes, second half, I'll keep it open and everything will happen there. We've got Orlando Pirates, number 2 in the league, 10 games played, 7 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. They've scored 14 goals, they've conceded 5, for a grand total of 22 points. Then, of course, CHIPPA United, number 16, dead last. They've played 12, they've only won 1 game, they've got 4 draws and 7 losses, 7 goals scored, 19 conceded, for a grand total of 7 points in the last 5 games. CHIPPA has 2 draws and 3 losses. Last game out being a 0-0 draw with Makesi. Before that, they lost 3-0 to Amazulu. And of course, Pirates in their last 5 games have 3 wins, a draw, and a loss. Last game out was a 1-0 win versus Richards Bay, and before that, they beat Arrows 3-1. In terms of head-to-head, CHIPPA has no wins versus Pirates in the last 5, no draws versus Pirates in the last 5, but Pirates has won all 5 of the games leading up to this. You have to go back to the 14th of August 2022 for the last time CHIPPA beat Orlando Pirates. In terms of starting lineup, you have Chain in goal, Siema Sibisi, Hoto Libito, Mbata, Nemtangela, Mbule, Moremi, Mfukeng, and Butuma as the starting lineup there for Orlando Pirates. Then, of course, in Sundwana, Then, of course, for CHIPPA United, you have Msibi in goal, Figueiredo, Fasika, Mujadibodu, Majadibodu, Siabi, Matroses, Tolenga, Kamis, Mudise, and Mariko. That is the starting lineup for Pirates. If you ask me how I am,
nake phela ke ramanye ke nyoso nake monate stuff mo 6 ke online.
6
ke online.
Wachisa.
Bona. Maroon.
I get a Lamtseva. She's at the stadium right now, Temzis, I'm sure. But then, of course, also.
Ungasiphapheli man ibhakabhaka alifuna ifavor yakho ukuthi luwine.
So GNU ibhakabhaka alifuna ifavor yenu ukuthi iwine banawo.
Yabona mina i-team engiyithandayo Orlando Pirates. Yeah, Scama careful. Up the backs.
Epagani.
Mangikhuluma nge-Orlando Pirates ngikhuluma ngama-South African players wangempela. Manjabasipolo.
There we go, GP saying that ufavor ibhakani ayena. Guys, very, very interesting. Obviously, the biggest news has to be Umbogazi, who is now allegedly, reportedly a Chicago Fire player and was in America to finalize that deal. Then he's going to be leaving after the AFCON apparently. So that means that Usibisi is going to come back into the starting lineup. But of course, like I've said before, Usibisi is the previous version of Umbogazi. Mbogazi is the 3.0, CBC is the 2.0. So you're not going to see too much of a change there. He's still going to be physical. He might just be a little bit slower and he might not be able to play the ball out. So Siema, trust him to be the one who's going to be the one playing the ball out more than anything. Another person who's really, there's been a lot of questions about him, has to be Umfukeng. Obviously with all of the news with Nkota leaving and now now Mbogazi also on the road. It's time for the star boy to come back and earn his place and maybe also show that guys, he's still there, he's still available. Now he has to do something for that. What's interesting is that I see somebody mentioning Hoto. Hoto has made it back into this team. Obviously Hoto is one of the staples, guys. He's one of the staples, the Pirates, guys. Nimisa Hoto. I saw Uprasem had put a proposed lineup, a predicted lineup that didn't have Hoto, and I was like, "Aye man, why would you leave Hoto behind? Because that's what he does." Of course, CHIPPA on the other hand, a lot of changes this season. Coach Kanu, friend of the show, has taken over. Coach Vusmuzi Vilakazi is the new coach of CHIPPA United. So expect some attacking football, expect some freedom from that team. He's trying to rescue a dismal start from CHIPPA. Dismal start. One win from 12 games. They've got 7 points from 12 games, which is very dismal. Of course, getting rid of Upatela very early, bringing in Luke Amel, who was always complaining before he left. Now, Coach Vilakazi has to come here and save something. So we'll see what's going to happen, guys. There in the comments, please let me know what are your predictions for this game. Let me see what you guys are saying. How are you doing, Wendy? Thank you guys for letting me know early that day there was no sound. Thank you guys for letting me know. Sangena sizominya. Nyaminya kanti. Guys. Niminyelane. Evening Buloyi, hebana. We're here to minya, says David Zede, friends of CHIPPA United. Wow. Zipo says 3-0. Orlando Pirates is going to win this game. Okay, so this was interesting. Coach Kanu previously coached a specific player here, Untundwana. And in the conversation I'd had with him that last season, he had said that he wanted to move Untundwana from where they usually play him on the left wing into the middle. So that's a player at the very least that coach Uyamazi, and having a Figueiredo on the pitch as well really does throw back to those Richards Bay days. And maybe what Pirates needs to be afraid of is a following run after Untundwana is going to try and be very physical with that defense. We'll see what number 10 Umatrose is going to do following Untundwana, and you're probably going to see at some point Figueiredo taking up almost a double striker role with Untundwana up top. So look out for that. I think today Pirates' defense is going to be a little bit busy. It's not going to be the same as the other games because Coach Kanu does favor an attacking free game. So yeah, Pirates needs to look out for that. But an attacking free game also works for Pirates because look, there's more spaces to exploit. So you're going to be looking towards Mfukeng to do something here. What's interesting? Ooh, sorry about that, guys. It's going to be how Mbutuma is going to fit into this team. The type of striker he is not one that's going to thrive with this Pirates, to be honest with you. He's not going to get those type of balls that he likes. He is just going to be a decoy today. As far as you can see, he's going to be a decoy. He's going to keep the defense busy to allow the runs in behind, which means that he's not going to have a scoring day today. And if you look on the bench, you have Buthelezi, you have Ndaba Van Rooyen, Makaula, Tito, Dlamini, Apolis, and Mahopa. So you know, Mahopa is always waiting.
Evidence Mahopa nyaka chelete. O ka se tlemole ke tse matsoro nyaka chelete. Le feta o wina ba winne mona. E ka bersa World Cup ka betso wena le hlo ya gago.
So, you know, if Lala is waiting to come in, Kekana said it's an easy over 2.5. Cross it. Cross it! Oh. After I fought for you. After I fought for you, you go and do that. Guys. Ball played in. Butuma throws his foot at the ball and doesn't quite get it in after Hoto plays that ball in. Yeah, now what's happening with my sounds? What's happening with my sounds now?
Guys, lang disappoint and elevator.
I support the club as Mpondweni. We just want to see Relay versus Kamis. Kana Wendy Relay loves Kamis. Was it last season when Pirates had that back-to-back game with the CHIPPA? There was that turn he did. Hey, Ukamis walahleka, Ukamis wabantu. Wait, so CHIPPA are counting on counter since they're defending. For sure. I think they have to. But they're not defending as deeply as you'd expect. I mean, right now, you're looking at a front four that's pretty much waiting for the ball. Like I said, you're going to see Figueiredo coming inside a lot more, and they're going to be playing with Matrosa and Nsundwana. So that front three seems like they're coming into the pitch a little bit when they're attacking. So that's going to be interesting to see how long they can keep that up, because the one thing about Pirates is that all they need is just a sniff on goal. And Moremi will score a worldly of a shot. What's also interesting is that with Mfukeng on the pitch, it means that Moremi has to play on the right, which is not where he usually plays. He's usually better on the left-hand side, but you have to fit him in because Mfukeng is coming back. So, would you prefer between Butuma, Mahopa, and Mabasa? Evlala, Mabasa, Butuma. Evlala number 1, Mabasa number 2, Butuma number 3. The only problem is that Butuma, the type of striker that he is, I don't think he's going to get those type of balls. If they could cross the ball a lot more, similar to what they did there with Hoto, you would see a lot more goals. Shot by Master Chef. Oh, straight at the keeper. Straight at the keeper, the shot from Master Chef. In CHIPPA, we believe says tortoise. I love him. Oh, Mahopa Evlala. Mahopaldinho. Mahopadowski. Oh, guys, I love him. Vele, you know me. Moremi to score today. CHIPPA is coming from Eastern Cape, Homeboys. Oh, Rista. Oh, so you with your homeboys, eh? Kanale ring di Jan. Okay, it's been fairly quiet first few minutes here. Pirates getting that odd chance over there with the Butuma chance, but they haven't quite been active. Hey. Ulisa, for who? For who? Hey, we love fancy passes. Mzansi! Look, and by the time you come back, Pirates is back in their defensive formations. Cross it. Yeah, put them under pressure that way. Yeah. Shot there by Ustole goes wide. So, like I said, Coach Kanu is a coach that loves giving his players freedom. So it's not going to be a low block. That's not what you're going to see today. They're going to try as much as possible to put Pirates under pressure. And that midfield too is going to be very important. I want to see if maybe today Umbata proves us wrong. Pele, those guys hide, and then it forces Pirates to play that long ball or go up wide. Usiama's going to have a big job today. And Usbisi doesn't play that ball. He doesn't like passing the ball around, eh? But so far, so good, I think. You don't love Mahupa as much as Sales. They draw in my heart. I want in my heart, Sales and Mahupa draw. Both really underrated players who consistently perform and everybody just never wants them. Say what you will about Mahupa. I've been saying this for a very long time. Say what you will about Mahupa. He makes Paris tick. CM is going to have a big job today. Huge job today. Don't cross it to Mfukeng, cross it to Mbutuma. Is that Mbule's first shot since joining? Mbule needs a goal today to silence the neighbor, says Kekana. Siema's gonna look. Pirates traditionally, so I always say, for me, there's always been two Pirates. One Pirates is the Pirates of Ndondlo, where Ndondlo was an active CDM in collecting the ball, because the back line was Koki and CBC and they don't like playing the ball, so Chain would play directly to him. We saw that for maybe a quarter of a season a couple of years ago, right? Moremi with the shot. But then most of the time the playmaking comes from the defense of Pirates. So if you think about Nda, when Nda's on the pitch, he's the guy who's distributing that ball. And now we'd seen a little bit of a revolution at Pirates, because they could have Siema and Mbogazi, two players who aren't scared to play the ball out, who aren't scared to have the ball at the feet, who aren't scared to distribute. Mbogazi was doing it more than Siema, but when Mbogazi started having Umalume Kutso said that when Mbogazi started getting fades, he started taking a bit, and Siema took over. So the playmaking has often come from the defense of Orlando Pirates, because the midfield, whether it be Tim, whether it be Makawula, whether it be any of the other types of players who were there, or the different guys, really don't play up the midfield, right? It's usually out wide. It's usually a long ball that goes diagonally. That's how they usually play it. They're probably not going to do it today because Mfukeng and Moremi happen to be players that come in. But you'll only ever see in midfield the Pirates really just doing those back. Ow! Wait, I take it back. There's Mbata, finally. Ow, finally, Mbata is not hiding. But they usually don't have a midfield that wants to come back to the ball. That's why Umbule goes missing at 10 a lot of the time. Right? If there's no space given to you by the other team, it's tough to dictate from there. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. This game, it's either Umbutuma's going to disappear and Mbule will shine. Oh, there's that ball. Oh, that ball I ask for all the time. I'm glad they're listening. Oh, there's that ball. It's either Mbutuma's going to disappear and Mbule's going to come alive, or vice versa. Is Bogazi gone? Marabong today. Today you are in it, eh? Today. Bremi loves taking chances alone. Glory Hog, says Bongs. Butuma doesn't really disappoint. Prove me wrong. Look, it depends. He's a poacher. I think Umbutuma is a nice mix between Mahopa and Mabasa in a way, in that if a ball drops into the box, he will finish it, right? And he's still got the aerial presence. He doesn't have the playmaking of Makgopa, but he has the scoring. I think Mabasa thing frustrates me. Can you explain why he's tactically not preferred? Okay, look, it doesn't make sense to me, but the only way I can maybe explain it is when I speak about, again, our wingers. We don't have wingers, we have forwards. The reason why Makgopa works so well, go Pirates, is because Makgopa is unselfish. So he's willing to set up the three attacking players around him. Umuremi is going to go for the shot. Mfukeng is going to take on the man and go for the shot. Uapoli is going to take on the man and go for the shot, right? So you need somebody who's willing to play the 1-2, who's willing to lay the ball off. That's what Makgopa is good at. Whereas Umabasa, it's a very tough thing because Umabasa is an in-box finisher, clinical poacher, right? He doesn't do much of the other stuff. So you find when he's on the pitch, they tend to just run around because he's waiting for the ball to drop. He's only really good, I'd say, when the game is broken down. So if you are playing an away game in a cup, or you're playing a game in a cup where you're 1-0 up and the other team starts pressing you, as they push more people forward, the breakdown then gives you the ability to use a bombata. They like that breakdown, right? It's funny because Pirates, I think, also fundamentally changed a little bit how they play. So previously, they would have three different things that they're doing in front. So on the left-hand side, you'd have the overload of Mfukeng Hoto, and Tito used to go from the 10 into that area. They used to interchange a lot. You'd have Saleng on the other side, and Saleng is a guy who doesn't really play ball like that. He's just there to want to run in and score on the right-hand side. Then you'd have a Lepasa who'd stay central and basically kill what comes in. If there's a ball that comes loose, he'd score the goals. So now I think they're trying to make an out-and-out 10, and they're trying to make sure that their forwards are the ones who are active. So yeah, it's interesting to see where they went with it. Brian, guys, you know the rules, okay? I'm looking for 25,000 likes. Half time, I'm gonna let 5 people in. Second half is when I'll open up for everybody, and everybody will be able to just tell me what they're thinking about the first half. I can say we all miss Mabasa. I remember when we went 3 games straight scoring last minutes. remember the run that Mbata had when he scored for club and country. I think it was a good 2 weeks where he was on fire, just scoring every game. Saved Bafana and Pirates. Yeah, no, this CHIPPA defense has no structure. Go to sleep, buddy. Hey, man. Okay, here they come again, CHIPPA. I was saying, CHIPPA's defense has no structure, eh? Played back to him. Pasapo, Lomure, me. Mfukeng was right there. Top of the box. Billy, give you ones. Oh, Tortoise. Hey, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Know that SA qualified. Some people have been quiet. Billy's case. Kekana. Muremi gets too excited. No. He's got an early morning tomorrow. He's got an awards ceremony at 8. So he has to be bright and early. I win the award. Sleep. Close the door and sleep, buddy. Ape, I get them Shebisa Pirates, man. Kili Kosi Mutoli. Dylan Bogas is not make sure. I think he should have gone over Belgium. Hey, I don't think we planned for our stars, man. This wasn't a planned move. But then again, does Pirates even have to listen to any of that? What must happen? Muremi ke star. Ni rata di star tsa lona. Now I will consistently say Pirates for me, right? Pirates for me. No, he's not a Pirates supporter. He hates Pirates. One day when he's awake, I'll tell you, I'll show you guys. He hates Pirates and Sundowns. Because he's strong. Yeah, he chose for himself. It's not festive, Chief. Not yet. 24 minutes in, it is 0-0. Yeah, Pirates is busy, guys. Pirates looks good. They look exciting, but Hokora, they struggle, man. Like from open play, you're gonna have to wait for something special to be the goal. They rarely score like just open play. It comes from the play of the game. I've been told not to worry about that because I've been asking questions about, can we simplify the game and do things over and over and score the goals outside? It doesn't always have to be an incredible shot that comes from someone out of the blue. Hey, Ashain, Tosonke City Assas. What's going on here? But who remembers Vieira, our number 11 before Shem? Umuntu bekasijayivela lapha eAngola namletha la eParktown. Asijayivela kamnandi. Namletha la eParktown namshayisa ibench. Rivero used to give us 2-touch goals. Pirates must learn to calm down. This athletics football says ranks. Lugile says, why do you talk about Chiefs? Why do you talk about Chiefs and leave Pirates alone? Oh, when did I talk? Huh? Why do you talk about Chiefs? I talk about all the teams. Well, the three. I miss Nduli. Hey. It's so sad from Fukeng because all these youngsters found him, then they leave before him. Mara mina ngasho ukuthi Fukeng, he's going to be in the mold of Aboloch. He's gonna be star. Awana Mbogazi did the right thing. Well, okay, I don't believe the team is the right thing, but he did the right thing to leave early. Once you become the face of the team, you should leave it to Bombule, man. Wanna see Da in. Okay, guys, so can I ask Paris fans, now that Mbogazi Agaseko, does it change what your starting centre backs are? Because I've always asked you guys, there's Siema, there's CBC, there's Toki, there's Sesana, there's Nda. Who would be your starting two now? Who are your starting two now? We all know the MLS is a joke. But to be emotional today, it's 1-0 to the Pirates. This doesn't need a prophecy, it's stereophonic. Your answers in Da. Siema and Da. So you'd go Siema and Da. Sesane? Is Sesane done? Da and CBC, says Cohen. So Oti should Mfukeng have left for Russia in the league. That's forgotten due to FIFA. I doubt that's the only offer that he got. But then it goes back again to the conversation I was having about, is it planned? Do we know? Like, is there a pipeline that takes you from DDC to the EPL? You know? And then Sesana, CBC and Siema. Don't change, it's not broken. Sesana and Siema. Probably seeing... Yeah, CBC has a mistake in him though. Sesana and Siema. Interesting. Hey, ngati nani ni shaking and away starting. But I guess it's a nice thing. It's a nice headache to have. Okay, here comes Pirates again. Muremi is just gonna shoot. Muremi! Muremi! Muremi is looking at these guys like, unsashama touch guys. Mina nyashuta mina. Mina nyashuta. Why are we busy doing these funny things around the box, eh?
Hey! Stunya, guys! Stunya!
Sunya Sekai, Shutang. That's what Moremi is saying here. Chaba is the one closing Fukeng's doors to the EPL. Was the Barcelona B deal for Relay true? No, I don't think we do. Cesar and Da will be introduced slowly for match fitness. What about Siema though? Siema's he's been a player, he's been a star. And like, okay, really? Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hoto's got a lot of work to do on that left-hand side, eh? Our police has messed things up for a lot of people. Whatever you do, as long as it does there. For Tuesday match, I'm impressed with the attendance. Lebonen Bogazi. Lebonen Bogazi had chemistry, but for me I'd put Sesane and Lebu because he's been playing since. CBCS has mistakes in him. The Rwanda game showed he has a mistake. Seka is Tunya. Oh, unsapasa. Dan Sema comfortable building from the back. Sesane and CBC always have mistakes. Paris should just try and control the game. This was rush football. He had a good 15 minutes, man. One thing I don't know about defending is don't let the ball bounce. Every time CBC lets it bounce. Release physicality. The score's still 0-0, guys. The score's still 0-0. I believe in Moremi. That boy can score 20 goals this season. My problem, he relaxes after scoring. Shot. Nimtangela. Mara, CHIPPA doesn't have a defense, eh? They've got no defense and they've got no cover. You see the top of the box. The top of the box is where Pirates should be going for. Like whatever move they're doing should end with a shot from the top of the box. Pull them in and then cut it back. King Agent was saying, K45, cut it back. Because no, Lana. CHIPPA have done nothing in this game outside of a couple of attacks, and they're unwilling to play a low block. One thing about Coach Kanu is that he will not play a low block. I just noticed Pirates seriously urgently need a proper striker. No, coach, I don't think they need a proper striker. I think they need to supply the striker. They need to supply the striker. If your striker is getting no supply, what is he going to do? Mbutuma, like I've said, he's an incredible box threat. He's got a header on him. Mara. Osa chesta so. Kimango chestang so. Heaven. Kimang, who do chest like this? Guys. As a Pirates fan, even if it wins today, it will be number 2, same points with Sundowns, unless we score 4 goals. True. That's why you need the win. Why is the PSL not on Google? I think it has to do with the headline sponsor. I don't want to say it because it's got a special name there, a special word there. Because they've got an app. There are scores that they're trying to make everybody use. So it could be one of those situations where the data is not being released to Google like that. I don't know. It's just a theory. Yeah, no, it's only a matter of time before Pirates scores. This CHIPPA defense is not good. How? Guys, you've got a guy who everybody was celebrating 50 goals on the bench. Right? You've got Mbutuma, who was a good striker last season. With the right supply. Evidence scores and assists a lot. You need play. Like, what is your striker going to do in this game? Unless he goes by himself, think about how many times the ball has gotten just straight to Mbutuma on the attack. I always say there's a ball that I would love in South African football that would open everything up. See where Mbutuma has to play the ball. That's where your striker's getting it. And he has to go because he's bored. Shem, our strikers in SA, they don't get chances. If we're being honest, they don't get chances, Shem. Sabasugela Masita Bakori, they don't get chances. Nangale, to score the head tricks, guys are getting 5-6 chances. Buchuma's already squandered one, I'll give you that. But other than that, you watch, they're just going to go around in circles until Muremi decides I'm shooting, guys. Until Muremi decides, Muremi will go, hey, mina ngiyashuta, guys. Logun pasana ne pola lan. Nakbatla ushuta, nakbatla ukora. Look, Libito is now all the way inside. It's movement. The ball is moving, but to what end? Akitsib. Is it on Google now? Is it back on Google? They weren't showing them. I had to even download Bosofa Score. Let me see. Are we back up? No, we're still not. We're not back up. You can't see the league stuff. So even when you look at more matches and things like that, it just shows you the cups. What's your take on CHIPPA changing coaches, even when the coaches done well? No, he shouldn't have. He shouldn't have changed Patela. I think Patela would have been a bright addition to this team. Honestly speaking, I think Patela was going to do very well for this team. Even modernize them a little bit. But apparently it wasn't CHIPPA. Apparently it's technical director Omali, Stacy Pomali. Apparently they had a fight. So the pattern continues. Yes, CHIPPA changes coaches all the time, but it's always somebody fighting somebody. Technical director fighting coach. And then you're forced to go and fetch people that can save you. It's crazy how our left and right backs play winger positions. No, Sinjay. I think people are talking about when you just straight Google. So previously, I you used to be able to straight Google and they'd give you all of the facts. Like I used to use it for my prep, right? So I have a prep sheet. And you used to be able to Google, you just say Orlando Pirates, it would come up, then you'd click on the match and they'd tell you the previous 5 games, they'd tell you all the different things. When matches are finished, you'd be able to click on Pirates CHIPPA, similar to how you do in the apps. You can't do that with our league now. So if you Google Arsenal, you'll be able to do that, but with the PSL, for some reason, that stopped. About Wadu's style is that the team became unpredictable. Maramazozo unpredictable. Nil. Pass a ball. Why are you still going outside, Otto? Why is he still dribbling? There's people in the box. And he looked up before taking. And he still went that, okay. I can't even touch. You guys complain about everything. Pirates don't score with strikers. That's what they need, a very quick and clinical striker. Ngeke. Coach Bongana, ngeke. False 9, very fluid. No, you have to go to the website, Sinje. No, I use SofaScore. Now. I use SofaScore. Counter. Can you hold your nerve for long enough? Hey. Nda is back. Yes, Nda is there. Too much midfield quality, needs a striker. False 9 can add value getting into the final third. But they value, I think they want their forwards to do this. Left and right to do this. So your striker would have to be a 10. Again, that's why I think Mahopa works. Not that he scores, but he's willing to play the balls through to the guys as they're making the runs diagonally in, both of them. So it's going to be the guys on the outside who score more. It's going to be your Salings, your Muremis, your Mfukengs. But then if you play with a traditional 9, that space is no longer there. Two of Mahupa's best attributes is winning the first ball. So you can almost cheat. So that long ball that they like to play, you could win the first ball with Mahupa and then have it drop for Abum Fukeng. There was even a passage last year where the guys were even running past to Mahupa. So you'd find Nkota, Mfukeng, Mbata at times literally running past him to be the front three, and then Mahupa would play the ball or pass the ball or flick the ball. So I think you can't have a traditional 9 here unless you have a traditional winger. It probably works better with Nkota, for example, because he does play a bit wider. But Bo Muremi, Nabo Mfukeng always want to come inside. Bo Apolis always want to come inside. So your striker will just be taking up space. In fact, this game, I'm even surprised because one of the big problems Pirates had in my eyes was that 10 was always crowded because everybody was collapsing into the 10. Now it seems they've got a little bit more discipline with Mfukeng trying to keep the width on the other side. But it does keep coming in. So yeah, I don't know if a 9 could work here. Because I'd still ask you what's the scoring, what is the move that Pirates scores with consistently for a striker to score. I can probably tell you what they do for wingers or the forwards. I call them forwards, not wingers. But I can't tell you what Pirates would do with a striker outside of, again, game is broken down. You are 1-0, the team is chasing. So the example is CR Peluis Dad away last year. There was a point where Peluis Dad was pushing very hard to try score a goal, and Pirates was able to counter with Mfukeng, Mabasa, and Nkota. If you look at most of Mabasa's goals, a lot of Mabasa's goals, they come late in the game when the game is broken down, when the other team is chasing, because the gaps open up. They love the chaos of it. So right now, Pirates is passing the ball around, but CHIPPA's sitting. I bet you if CHIPPA was to try and go score, Pirates scores 2 goals just from the space that opens up, right? That's what I'm seeing. So I don't know if you guys agree, but that's what I've seen with Pirates, that especially Mabasa, late in games, defense is all over the place, that's when he scores. But in terms of just structure from minute 1, playing a traditional striker is not going to work, I think. Mfukeng has disappeared. Yeah, I think too. Because I get called names a lot. Pirates fans call me a lot of names. Mfukeng disappears for 70% of most matches. He just has a moment in him every now and then. But for the most part, for the most of the game, you will not see Mfukeng be active. But it's tool. Oh, TS Galaxy is in the building. Paganovic. Too much ball rotation. Hotuya Tatazela Mbule is overrated. We saw that little girl in the 36th minute. Oh, guys, how are you requesting now? You know the rules. Half time, 5 people. Then I want 25k likes to open in the second half. How, Kev? Why are you acting like you are new here? You're not new here. Heban. You just, the comments, you just catch every now and then. Hence Mabasa doesn't get game time. Yeah, that's, Mabasa's not going to work in this game. Well, only later, I guess. No quality, CHIPPA United. Is it true that New Zealand bowler is going to be a C? I don't know. Which player? Whenever you say New Zealand, I think Brocky. But CHIPPA's playing on the counter and they're playing the ball when they can. Yeah, but they're tired now. We're probably going to see a very good CHIPPA side second half for the first 15 minutes. If they don't get anything from there, it's going to be dead. Umtundwana, as much as he's a great physical force, 90 minutes is too long. 90 minutes is too long. And he tries to run. Every time he gets the ball, he tries to run. Ever since Abu Richards Bay has been like this. He tries to run and outpace defenders, and I just end up losing the ball. Do you have a reliable? Hey, I get it again. Guys, where else did Mbata get a yellow card? It's got a yellow now. Keeper now. I don't know. Hey, Pirates, hey, circulator. Pirates, circulating, yeah. What's decision making is questionable. What's this? I prefer not to speak. Because if I speak, I will be in big trouble. I prefer not to speak. I prefer not to speak. Pirates fans are already having me for the video I put out today. Oh, guys, next episode of my podcast is out on my YouTube channel and on Facebook. Please, I'm talking about Mbogas. Already, I saw some of the comments. Me and Pirates fans, I see you, but it's fine. Mane's interview explained why Africa is struggling in the World Cup. He simply said maths. I need to watch it. Is it the one? Which one? Which interview? I saw he did an interview with Rio. I'm just imagining you making a team talk in a club. No, Musa, I'm not the team talk type. So when I still coached, very, very, very briefly, I don't have the patience of a coach, but when I still coached, what I would do is I would allow 5 minutes. I wanted, the biggest thing that I wanted from my team or my players was for them to think the game. So I'd give them 5 minutes of the team talk where I just say, do you guys have anything that you want to raise? And it was a requirement of mine that you guys have to tell me what you are seeing on the pitches, the people who are there, 5 minutes. Then I'll go into what I speak about. Like I'm not a shouter and stuff like that. I just tell them, look out for this, look out for that. But it's very important for the guys to see patterns. So my halftime team talks, I'm not a motivator or stuff like that. I'm more of a person who, okay, this is what we're going to do. Look out for this, look out for that. I don't like speaking tactics. I like speaking patterns. If you watch me, you know I like patterns. So I'll tell you, this happened 4 times. Can you look out for this? Can you look out for that? So the first 5 minutes, let the players talk. Babuza nebona self. Good babonan. But anyway. But yeah, me as a coach, I don't think I would be a good coach full time. I don't know. Kanu Vilakazi is still coaching CHIPPA. Oh, he's back. He's back. Half time, guys. Half time. Surely CHIPPA. Let me. Yeah, you see, sometimes lento. No, why are you exiting? Nana ke coacha dintwana, guys. Ne coacha dintwana. Ha ke coacha dintwana, more than winning, I just want to see what's happening and think what's happening and have an opinion on the game. That's me as a coach. Okay, guys, half time. Let's see who's here. Vugani, welcome. How are you?
How are you, Mr. Otsi?
I'm good, thanks, my brother. What did you see in the first half?
Mr. Otsi, I'll just keep it brief. Uhoto out, please. Because I'm failing to understand, guys. Does Hoto look up? Does he just wants to cross the ball? Because you can see the other players are not coming in time into the box. I fail to understand. Hoto, we always cry about him as Pirates, guys. Enough is enough. Sambong. And the funny part is, I don't know why, with Dion Hoto, the game loves him. Like the ball loves him. He's able to stick on the line, and then he's got enough space for the players to find him. And then what? What's the end outcome? Because he's hitting in crosses that have been ricocheting and going back several times. And then the guys have to reshuffle again and start all over again. But basically, I think this first half, Paris should try just going to the middle with touches and passes. Because I think they've tried just wide playing and it's clearly not working. They're just rotating the ball too much to the sides. and just really struggling to open up CHIPPA at the back. I'm failing to understand.
Well, what do you think? How should they attack the middle? Because there have been passages where they attack the middle, but it seems like they've got too many passes in them, or they're all trying to make an extra pass.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the injuries list and everything. Masongai, I think, is the type of player who could maybe change it. And as I said, I'm not sure about the injuries and why Apollos isn't in the game. And I think those type of players could maybe open it up more, because right now Mufukeng is basically here and there. He hasn't found that person that is going to interlink with in order to open up the defense. So I think maybe a more knowledgeable player like Omar Sangwai could maybe do something. But all in all, Hoto out, please. I don't know why.
Okay. Let me bring it. Agent, my brother, welcome.
Shalom, my brother.
What are you seeing, man? Is Shalom even on the scoreline?
Yeah, as you can see, no, Mr. OG, I've been frustrated the entire game with one player. Just one. Fasika, just number 4 of Cape Town. Cape Town City. Of CHIPPA, who used to play for Cape Town City. He's making Modise work overtime. Because he leaves so much space and allows the cross in. That's why that there's a lot of space on that is the right hand side. There's so much space, and I don't know why he's nonchalant and defending like that. I don't know. He just frustrates me. At least if you are that nonchalant, at least talk to one of your CDMs or one of your 8 or 6 to go and cover Modise.
Yeah.
Because if the ball goes past Modise, rest assured a cross is coming in. Because he will not twist the man up. He will just allow the cross to come in. So it's been a frustrating watch for me on that Faseka, man. But we're not there. Otherwise, there's 2 principles actually when playing on low block. I think the first principle of defending they're doing quite well. Is the second principle now that is a problem, that once you have the ball, what are you doing with it? They're not giving Matros a lot of balls because he's the one that looks like he can do something, They're not playing a lot of long balls to the striker, the tall one, Evanga. So that he can,
Nga.
Evanga, yeah. So that he can combine with the Matros, You can't keep moving the ball up and allowing the ball to come back.
I've been calling Nsundwana the whole time. No wonder.
Really. But yeah, so I think that's my frustration, that they're not doing the second phase of a low block properly. Thank you.
Do you give them any credit for being brave?
I didn't see any bravery.
Front four. They were like, guys, we're not going to cover that defense.
Nah, I'm not giving them anything, because there's been glimpses and moments where Evanga mistake from CBC, and I'm not giving any credit. Thank you.
Okay, let me go to Boggs. Boggs, welcome to the show. What are you seeing?
OT. No, Orlando Pirates, I have that they are passing the ball and doing rotational football. But question I got you one. Why are Pirates fans calling for the chairman to try and buy a new striker? Whereas Bantabana less striker, because Kabauta in the comment section, we want a new striker. Yet Banale Mohopa, Banale Mabas. How can they want a new striker? Basa pass ball in their positions where ball is 20 persuading to the strikers who have influence the game. And then there's Hoto also. Hoto wow cross a ball fine. But who is he crossing to? Because Mbutuma get a short guy. Okasi crosses a short guy ball. Iraba Kintem hope they are not crossing the ball. But Haba Kintem Butum, they want to cross the ball. They're doing the opposite of what they are supposed to do when Mohopa highlighting in the game.
So Bongs, by Lukisa Jwang Tabayen.
Another
How would you play them with this starting lineup? What would you say they must do differently?
Mokopa has to be the one to start if they want to get the goals. Because now, at this point, but to strike and then one like you go little fitla. For out of nowhere, because in a few weeks back, Bogas was still scoring the goals. Then came Remy, was scoring those goals, and he was scoring one goal. So their goals did like individual brilliance. It's not every day where Pirates say it's a team effort, a goalie by scoring the ball.
Okay, Bongs. For time, I want to bring in Andile so I can do one more round. Andile, welcome. How are you?
Good. OT, yourself?
I'm good, my brother. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think two things that I wanted to mention. For me personally, I don't think Moremi's profile. Let's start there. Moremi is not a player to play. Moremi is not the kind of player that you give the ball and he has time on the ball. He doesn't have the creativity. He's a transitional player. He plays off of transition. He's quick, and he mustn't think too long before he needs to make a decision, and he's great in that situation. But the right wing is so much space in the right wing for Pirates, and they need a kind of winger who can play a one-on-one with the left back and be able to either take him on or find the exact pass. So, like a perfect example would have been perfect here would have been vilakazi from Kaizer Chiefs. They needed that kind of profile of player on the right. I don't think Moremi is effective in this kind of system where there's a low block and you need to sort of like find ways to penetrate the spaces. Second thing I want to mention is the movement of the ball in the final half is not good from Pirates. That's why they aren't able to penetrate, right? If you look, sometimes Mbule finds himself in pockets, and then the players on the ball can't find him quickly enough, like Umbata and the centre backs. That's why they're missing Bogazi right now. If you notice, Bogazi can find you from the back in between the lines, and he can find the midfielders. They can connect. They're struggling to do that quickly enough because the players are getting into the pockets. The balls are coming quickly enough. By the time the player realizes the pass is there, the opposition defense can anticipate already. So the quickness of seeing the pockets of spaces is not good enough from Pirates, and that's what's causing them to have to circulate longer than they need to. But yeah, I think those are the two things that I want to mention.
Would you say we saw Siema playing those line breaking passes early on in the game? Do you think that what changed was that I saw Mbata starting to come and collect? Okay. Let me go to Litabo for time. Litabo, can you hear me? Yes. Go ahead, Andile.
I think what I picked. Yeah, I caught a little bit of what you said there. For me, at the start of the game, they were playing a lot of diagonals, which they like to do, right? Siema's trying to play those diagonals, finding Hotto out wide, and then they're trying to obviously get the crosses in, which I don't think they've actually worked on that pattern enough in training. I've noticed that whenever Mbutuma gets into those spaces, he can't really find himself in between the defenders, so that the person crossing is crossing specifically for a specific spot. I think they're just crossing in the box, and then Butuma's trying to find himself at the end of it. The power of the cross is not in a way that it's easy for Butuma to then place the header. Then I think the other thing is that when they're switching the ball in the widths, they can't create overloads because there's not enough players supporting once the ball gets out wide. Because they're just switching it without actually knowing why they're switching it. So they can't create those overloads. So Hort is getting it out wide in isolation. That's what's happening, and then he has to cross or he has to go backwards again.
Okay.
So that's what I'm picking up. I think the pattern is not. Yeah.
For time, I want to jump in. Let me bring in Litabo. Litabo, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks, OT.
What do you see?
Anyway, yeah, OT, thanks for the opportunity, brother. Quick, I'm looking at Moremi and I'm thinking, why are they playing with inverted wingers? Actually, why do teams play with inverted wingers? Because if you look at it, probably 99% of the wingers in the world can't minus. Like most of the modern wingers, they can't minus their man. So I don't get it, because Moremi ends up crossing with his right foot, which is, I don't think there's a point to that. You'd actually want, if he's inverted, you want him to cut in and play that diagonal cross in or something.
Okay.
You know? So I would switch the two. I'd play a left-footed winger on the left side, and I don't think Pirates needs three midfielders. For me personally, I don't think they need a number 10. Personally, I would go with two strikers, because I don't see the role that, like, the role Mbulu is playing isn't really that effective. Like, I think who's the other 8, Nidamjela or that guy. That guy can do that job. I think he can do that job. I think they just complicate too much, because they end up with 4 in midfield, with Mufokeng coming in there and Mbule also, they're occupying the same space. So for me, I don't get why they're doing that. And then there are people here saying Pirates must get strikers. Aye, man. This is the greed they spoke about in the Bible, you know? This is the serious greed they spoke about. These guys have 3 strikers. They bought 15 players. Yeah? Friends of CHIPPA, we are fully behind CHIPPA tonight. No mistake about it. We are fully behind CHIPPA.
Hey, okay.
Thanks, OT.
Let me bring in a Pagania. Malome Kutso. Well, look out time.
Yo, the biggest disservice for me is this beautiful team not playing CAF football. I think OT, there's a question you once asked about Sundowns. Can they improve? I said, yes, they can. Can they add some more fire to their system? I said, yes, they can. I think that question also applied to Jose Rivero's Pirates. Can they improve? With what he's doing, it's an overwhelming yes, OT. We've improved. Ball circulation, movement, dominance. I hear people saying it's individual brilliance. I don't know. If individual brilliance, when you can sub out players and still get the same result. Maybe some people need it to be sunk in or hammered in a bit more for them to see what he's doing, Mr. OT. The fact that we have a system and the fact that he can teach players. I'm watching with talent, Mr. OT, gaining positional discipline. Uyahlala, OT. He knows what to do, because he knows if he doesn't do it, it's chai. And the fact that on the bench, when you look at Pirates right now, we have Apollos, we have Dlamini, we have Tito. Mr. OT, the only thing that they have to do right now, and I get about Jare, but I'm saying when they're in the box, there are a couple of windows, and passing agent, but there are a couple of windows, 2-second windows that open. CHIPPA United defense is not tight enough. I think Mbule does have the ball for a good 2 seconds before they close space. Rile does have it. Moremi does have it. If they can just take those shots within those 2 seconds, you understand, then it's over for CHIPPA. It's been over. I did say earlier on, Stellenbosch CEO, to say, you know what, this is going to be a 2-0 win for Pirates, but with total dominance. You understand? Total dominance, Mr. OT. The fact that we can play players who can play the same position and you see them rotating, Mr. OT. Even as a defender, you can't even, as a fullback, you don't know who's attacking now. Is it Moremi or is it Urile? Because they keep switching sides so much. And as a CDM, you don't know who to deal with. Do you deal with Mbule, or do you deal with Urile, or do you deal with Nemtangela? Because they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And to anyone who's hustling, and I think when OT would know, to anyone who's hustling, people will question you for doing something over and over and over when they can't see the results. But once the results start coming in, they'll be preaching Wuti. We always knew he could do it. We always knew he was the one. Pirates should just keep hammering and hammering and hammering that system that they're using right now, Mr. OT. This game is a win. It's in the bag.
Okay. Guys, the second half has started, but I still want to get your predictions. Agent, changes in prediction?
I want to see Dlamini. No, sorry, not Dlamini. Sorry, because I want to take out Umbata. I was tempted to put in Okabelo, but I think Umakaule, because he's here, maybe give him that. And because I'm worried about that yellow, and then obviously a police is gonna come in, Utito is gonna come in, and Makopa is gonna come in and provide that variety. I think with those 4 substitutions, they're gonna increase the tempo, and I don't think CHIPPA have the capacity to improve on that. Because even if you look at CHIPPA, there's not much you can put in. Maybe Umtundana, as you've been calling him, maybe can come in. Maybe. We say Kamaldin, but this is the Kamaldin we know, from Celtics. I don't think so. So I think a 1-0, 2-0 for Pirates.
Okay. Box changes prediction.
OT, since Pirates ever to win this match, it's up to their red hot form, our police to come in and try and save the team once more again. And then people Baskaba Balwan, it's individual brilliance. Can it? It's individual brilliance. Because a few months ago, Pirates to win. So it's not a live Pirates win individual brilliance. Luana yourself on one of your videos, you once said it to Pirates win individual brilliance. It's not a live Pirates win individual brilliance. So this is why by Kenya a police, by Kenya le Mhopa.
Score.
It's still going to be a 1-0 win.
Okay, Letamo. Changes prediction?
Yeah, I think CHIPPA must just wait for their moments when they go and attack, because I think there are mistakes in the Pirates defense for them. I think they just need to wait for their moments. But I think changes are bringing Hollis, of course, and Mahopa. I think those are proven and they're in form. I think they play well together. Yeah, I think predictions, I think, my heart says CHIPPA 1-0, but my head says probably a 2 or a 3 for Pirates, So yeah, Pirates 3-0.
Malume Kutsa, changes prediction?
Mr. OT, watch a beautiful tap in come through. And then someone will say, no, was a still tuning, one player played a beautiful part. What the hell are you smoking? Anyway, 2-0, Orlando Pirates. The first goal will come in before we make the avalanche of changes, and the second goal after that avalanche of changes. 2-0 Orlando Pirates. Ngangena noma ubani uthi Tito umnandi, Dlamini umnandi, Makhopa umnandi, Ndaba umnandi, umnandi. Ngangena nawe George umnandi. Awufuni udlala iPirates?
Oh, ngangena nami, it's fine.
Exactly. But mokwena, jersey number 10. Thank you,
Malume Kutsa. Yeah, and I used to wear number 10, guys. I see the comments of people saying Agalazi. Guys, we were stars back in the day, but it's fine. The second half has started, guys. Remember, the timer of mine doesn't go up to 90. So whatever you see here, add 45 to it. So right now it says 5 minutes. It means it's 50 minutes when you add 45 to it. That is how it is for the second half. I just want to give my quick thoughts before I let people in. Interesting. I think CHIPPA United, there's a lot of gaps. That defense is not covered, and I think Pirates is just, sometimes it's an extra pass that they're taking, or sometimes it's the wrong place. Bafana tunga too much at times, whereas sometimes you need to lay it off for somebody to take the shot, which is where Moremi was getting a little bit frustrated in taking the shot. It's also very packed in the center of that attack. That's why you're seeing Hoto so active on the left-hand side, because when you see everybody's basically packed in, and unfortunately a lot of the time, goal, Oh, save, keeper. What a save. When it's packed in like that, the margin of how perfect your passes have to be in order to get through is so hard, right? So we'll see how they do in the second half. I'd like to give credit to Mbata. I always give Mbata grief because he doesn't come back and fetch the ball. He's actually fetched the ball a couple of times and tried to progress it a few times. What's going to be interesting is to see that number 10 role, and all the people who are running around there. I would love to see Ushenko come onto the pitch because I think Shenko is a 10 that can play in the system, I think. A little bit even better than Utito, to be honest with you. Cross R. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. But let me let people in and let's have a conversation. Remember, when you come, guys, I'm going to give you a minute or two, and I may or may not ask you a question, but we're trying to bring as many people in. The score, of course, is still 0-0. Nobody was able to make the difference there in that first half. Ralkev, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, OT. How are you doing today?
Mina ngimnandi, ngihlala ngimnandi, Ralkev, what are your thoughts about the game?
I want to disagree with what you're saying. You're saying that the team, the defense, CHIPPA United is not connected, is falling apart. I think the reason why we don't have a goal so far is because they are defending well. I think they're defending as a team. If you see all the balls that your Hoto, your winger Moremi, they're trying to put in, it falls on this on the player CHIPPA United, which I think they're doing well. I'm just wondering though, are they gonna be able to keep up till the last minute? Which I think is they might get tired and then get caught. So overall, I think Pirates is dominating. They just need to keep pushing the same way they are pushing. I think in this game, CHIPPA United is managing Orlando Pirates very well in terms of not them penetrating on the last third. With the midfielder CHIPPA United, I feel like they are disappointing me. They can't connect the shots. They are losing the balls. If you see, they have many chances where they could break Orlando Pirates defense or midfielders, but they just somehow loses the ball so carelessly. So I'm very disappointed in them.
So how do you feel about Pirates' play? Because they look great, they look exciting, but they haven't been able to find a way through. What do you say to that?
It's time for them to introduce a striker for them who's Mahopa. I see him on the bench. They need to introduce him because what is going to happen is in them introducing Opolis alone won't be enough because he is also very creative, but he needs that reference Yamahopa to open up spaces for other for second strikers, the people who are attacking. Because if they introduce Opolis alone, it's just gonna be another Rele that's just here now, but they will still struggle. So I think when they introduce a substitution, it must be with Mahopa in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
For time, let me bring in Coach Bongs. Welcome.
Uthi kunjani?
Mangimnandi, ubonani la coach?
I just want to talk about two things, man. There's two issues that I'm seeing on the Pirates. Number one is Umbata, which you addressed. I think they just need to fix that holding midfield. Need someone that's consistently going to help them fetch that ball. Those number 10s are just doing a little bit too much movement, unnecessary. They're tiring themselves out. That is why, for me, it looks like they're doing unnecessary running and getting into spaces that they don't need to find themselves in. You understand? So I think if they can find someone, maybe Makaula, maybe you can see how he's been doing, I don't know, or someone that can just take over control in that space. The second one, which you also addressed, is Lapaya Pambi. I mean, I'm thinking our faith. Paris must just decided something. Umbutuma either must be consistent with his performances, because I don't think he's a bad player. If you can look at the win against Makesi, I think, where he scored that goal with the assist from Uri. That goal came from his drop deep. Makesi played a low block. You understand? Throw those defenders inside more as a false nine, and he got the job done. He got the goal. No, he's a little bit too stagnant. And again, Umbule Namtajela looks like they're doing unnecessary runnings. But Peter Mapola Pasana Botwa, he's nowhere to be found. Right in between. I mean, I just saw move now. He's just right in between our center back. You know, and again, when I say parents need strikers, if you're gonna play a striker like that, there's no problem having a striker that's gonna be in between defenders. Maramele, like Melakulu, it must be like a Nurkovic, a Hrobla type of striker. You know what I mean? So for me, that's why I say they need a striker. They must decide. You know, for me, if they can just fix those two things, I think they could be sorted.
How much of it is them needing a striker, and how much of it is that Mfukeng, Moremi, Mbule are pretty much the same person?
I mean, I think that's why they need a striker that can complement those kind of players. Like Mahopa does it right. You understand? Mahopa does it right, and that's why, like they say, people keep saying Mahopa must come in because he gets that job right. He just those defenders. That's why Hugo Bruce loves him so much. You understand? So I think if they can just find strikers that understand and complement those kind of players, they can do well. I think that's why I don't know why Mabasa Nangadlali, but
story for another day. Okay,
it's an option for me.
Let me bring in Usije. Showstopper. Your brothers are in action now. Your team.
Mr. Oti, I don't know, man. Maybe Amalumo Kutso should come in and teach us. Maybe there are new rules that we don't know when you are playing a game of soccer wearing a red kit, you're not supposed to shoulder block. When you shoulder block, it becomes a foul, and when it's done by a team that is wearing a black kit, it's okay. Because we just watched the same thing done by different players. And a free kick, when it was done by CHIPPA, the Pirates player just did the same thing, and with Pirates it was okay. CBC was shouldered off the ball, and the referee decided to give it a free kick toward in favor of Pirates and robbed CHIPPA United of a goal scoring opportunity. There was nothing malicious, there were no hands, it was just a shoulder-to-shoulder tackling. And unfortunately, CHIPPA United players eat pap, vorsbach, nyama, there are abattoirs here, there are cows here. It doesn't take 2 days to get to Pirates. So Chiefs players are a little bit tougher. Because Mufukeng was just shouldered off, and obviously Mufukeng flyweight, featherweight, pepeteka nje ngathi liphepha leCalvary. Pepeteka nje. But I don't understand. But anyway, Mr. Oti, very impressed, very impressed with CHIPPA United goalkeeper. Made perfect saves. This game, and I think is also the deciding factor on that scoreline being 0-0 at this moment.
So Sinje, I want to ask you, can CHIPPA hold on? Because we know that Pirates has a second gear. They're going to bring people on now in the second half, where they're going to pace up and maybe try catch CHIPPA out. Do you think that CHIPPA has what it takes to hold on for the rest of the game, and maybe can they steal this game?
I don't think CHIPPA is running as hard as we think that they are. They're not running as hard as you would think that they are. One of the most disappointing aspect of CHIPPA's game, it is when they reached on the D-line. They are making a little bit unclever moves when they get to the D-line, which is now costing them that penetrating move into Pirates defense. And I think that's what, for me, they need to sharpen.
Okay.
They need to sharpen that part of their game. Now it's raining cats and dogs, so shots outside the box are going to be very crucial. And we know most Uchain has got butterfingers, so I would heavily advise those shots. Here comes the bomb squad, yeah, Pirates.
No bomb squad.
We don't know Ukucha Matambo and bomb squad, but we would see. We would see.
For time bongs, 60th minute, we are seeing Makgopa, Makaula, and Apolis coming onto the pitch. Do you think that CHIPPA can hold out?
Yeah, I don't think they can hold out. They've been making mistake after mistake. Pirates even managed to get into the box. They almost had a goal there, but it was a save from the keeper. Yes,
Bonang.
No, Gavin, Pirates bid by bid. They are going to get their goal. They are still looking at that door. They are going to get that goal. And it's still going to come from the bench, and it's still going to come from our police again.
Okay. Do you have any hope for CHIPPA? No hope.
I just wanted to ask. I just needed to ask. I get CHIPPA Mpangesi was a security guard.
Yeah, reportedly.
I read the na sebeletsa G4S kapa na sebeletsa Fidelity. So unkile packet ta di sa tlo bula CHIPPA United ka yona.
Yeah, nna ke o bona o batla go nkenya ko ditabeng.
No, I'm just asking because fire coach after coach. And people here about it vilakazi is still here. Ke like vilakazi untwale teng right now.
Ba mo latila ke.
Right now, look at where CHIPPA United is.
I can ba mo latila.
What am I su?
Nasi.
No, what am I su? What am I su? Okay, so what am I?
Okay. No. No,
see, this is why people don't need to own soccer clubs. You are a security guard and you come and own a club. Only security guard. Stick to what you know. If you are an actor or owner at club, it will fail. But to cut a kuna, okay, is it the general? Why fail? Like DJ, just because of work about. I want to know it. I want to know it. I say only club.
Lena ke tlonka package man ki bule overthinking FC.
I feel ya ABC Motsepe ska balla ne. Ke sentse go kgalene. Lo senyala ke tšhelete lo lla dolo ka batho ka.
For time box. For time over a champion, guys. 63 minutes in. It is still 0-0. Pirates have brought in their bomb squad. Apolis, Apolis, Makaula, Makgopa, Evlala. Evidence Makgopa is on the pitch. Let's see if they can change this game for the better.
Evidence Makgopa nyaka chelete. O ka se mo le ke tse matsoro nyaka chelete. Le fetsa o wina ba winne mona. Ka beresa World Cup ka be se wena le hlo ya gago.
Evidence re nyaka chelete manchaliti. Re batla chaliti evidence. Okay, so we'll see what's going to happen here. What's going to be interesting is how the three evidence, evidence, Apolis, and I think Mfukeng still there, yes, how they're going to function together, because I like the combination of Makgopa and Apolis. Mara, that's one of the things that are going to be tough. But anyway, Matthew, welcome to the show. How are you? How? Matthew Met jumps off. Okay, guys, 64 minutes in. CHIPPA has been lively. I'm not going to lie. CHIPPA has tried to come forward a couple of times. They have been trying to isolate, especially that side, Hoto, as Hoto was pushing up that much. I don't foresee Hoto continuing to go up. I don't foresee Hoto continuing to go up as it stands right now, because Apolis has taken up that position. Very interesting to see Apolis playing a little bit wider than normal, but you are going to see him come inside for sure. Here comes the ball up there. Oh, hey, unlucky out. Ay man, isa muremika ko left man coach. Wow, can say isa mutoka gore mara. Hi. Anyway, guys, how are we feeling about this game? Are your predictions still your predictions? Will CHIPPA be able to hold out? The reason why I'm speaking about CHIPPA's defense, they even tried to rotate defense at some point. If Pirates can overwhelm them, which is maybe why they're bringing on Apolis so that they can put a little bit of pace there instead of the passing that Pirates was doing in that first half. Maybe they can get something because positionally, those guys, hey, ukitibang tibang. Hey, when. After all that hard work, Umufa Polo, just like that. I guess, what is happening here? Sia says they will hold up. It's 1-0. Very frustrating game. CHIPPA is very serious. Fukeng is nowhere to be found. If I talk, if I speak, do you know what the thing is with Fukeng? Fukeng had enough moments last year to make you believe that he's in the games for most of the games. Most of the time, Fukeng is not part of it. He has brilliant 10-minute bursts, 10-15 minutes where it's just unplayable. But for the most part, he's not in the games. And I think, look, it's still premature. We'll see how the game ends. But for me, I still have the question of Pirates to say, if it's not for the brilliant goals, the once in a lifetime individual goals, what are you doing with your play? People are saying Bula is incredible. Bula is off now. What did he do? What did he really give in this game right now? Outside of circulation that looked interesting, that looked great, but what do you have to show for it? You know? Oh, excuse me. Wow. Oswin, guys, you forget about him there. No, Oswin, do you know what I love about Oswin? What I love about Oswin is that he doesn't have the spirit of the team. And I mean it like this. A lot of the time you'll watch them play like the first half where they're passing it around and they're passing it and passing it and passing it and passing it. Oswin has that thing, guys, Mina, I'm here to span. I'm here to work. I'm here to score. I want to go shoot now, which is something that Moremi was doing very well in the first half. So let's see how it pans out. CHIPPA does this always. They look good, then boom, 2-0. I give them a 70th minute. They're going to start coming apart. 70th minute. You'll see. Top in today by Oswin. Watch and see. They will draw. Pirates. If Pirates don't score, Pirates is winning. We all know that's his lips. Hey, lips, me, I don't know, guys. Me, I don't know. Ki Thomas. Ki khola ka ho bona. I don't know. 68 minutes in, 0-0. Free kick there by Pirates, just wide. Ow. Coach Wadu, ufihlile Dio. Yeah, you know his shirts always say Dio. There's a Dio that's written here. Ufihlile ka cheese. Khwabata today. As it stands, Pirates, of course, still number 2. They would have played another game in hand. They would have 23 points. Still an opportunity for them to go over Sundowns, even if this was to play out as a draw. CHIPPA's looking good, says Litabo. Pirates are not winning from this. This is why I have Mane and Apolis winning the game for Pirates. Moremi said... Moremi said, no, I'm going to be you today. Hey, Tato, I'm not allowed to say it. Tato Amudimo, I'm not allowed to say it, eh? Oh, they're gonna say Penen, or they want the Penen. Is the league gone if they don't win? No, it's not gone. Oh, guys, gone. There's still games to play, guys. Pirates still has a game in hand. Even if they draw this one, like I said, they're 2 points behind Sundowns with the game. So at the very least, they're in touching distance. At the very least. At the very best, they jumped Sundowns. I think CHIPPA is playing good when they're only playing with big teams, but Pirates is winning, says Leaps. Muledi says, I don't feel Mbule tonight. I mean, guys. Now I'm a Pirates hater, so I don't want to say too much about Pirates. Thank you. Usala Lomunte positioning yak. I love this. How? Why are you making Moremo about to play on the right hand side where he's so uncomfortable? Take him to the left. Is this one of those games? If Pirates doesn't score, we're going back to that old Pirates random Tuesday game in the league. The game is opening up. CHIPPA midfield having gaps compared to the first half. For sure, it's opening up. But you know what's crazy? I think there's more opportunity for them to shoot because that defense is getting a little bit too deep when they're defending and you're seeing chances. So if somebody can again stand at the top of the box or just in front of that D, you would get a lot of chances from that perspective. The midfield, CHIPPA is not following up as well as they should be. But again, Pirates, why is Evlala on the wing? Oh, evidence. Evidence. But the left wing is also Apolis's best position. Is it left wing or is it false wing? I call it false wing. The Tembazwane role. Because Apolis doesn't really like being out there. You say he's a wing, but he's usually inside. He's usually playing inside. Oh. Ata, next to the Honorable, next to TK. Hey, Pagania. Muremi needs to get out. Guys. Was hoping you're not going to mention the random Tuesday game. Wendy. Let's hope. There's still time. 19 minutes for Pirates to do something here. But the game itself has been wishy-wish, to be honest. Time Traveler said the Pirates are. I saw you, Time Traveler. You even changed your name. You guys aren't watching the game. I'm just waiting to celebrate sooner. The boys playing well. They're okay. They're in control. Even the government officials are crying. This is what we love. Doesn't Zwane play 10? Remember, they do that thing where they don't have a left winger and he plays inside Uzwane. So they'll still have a front three and then Uzwane will come inside and make it almost a 2. But the left-hand side, usually at Sundowns in previous years, was dead. There'd be no progression up top outside of when, what's his name comes on. I'm forgetting his name. How did Tembazwane make it to the Bafana squad? CJ! If I speak, really must make sure he doesn't score so that they accept any offers for him. Tito must come in for Muremi, long range shooters, but Bogazi nowhere. 73 minutes in. Look, Pirates hasn't been under pressure from CHIPPA. Honestly, I wouldn't have played Makawula in this game. Ushenko gantungena nini Ushenko? Oh my gosh. How do you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in attack? There we go. Hoto! Kimang! Kimang! Kimang!
Evidence ma go parenya ka chelete. O ka se mo le ke tse matsore nya ka chelete. Le feta o wina ba winne mona. Ka bersa World Cup ka be wena le hlo ya gago.
Who scored? Who scored? Evlala. Everest Mahupa Dino, Mahupa Dowski, Fande Mahupa. Every time I tell you about Mahupa, every time I tell you that Mahupa comes in and does the business, every time. Mahupa Dowski, Mahupa Dino. Oh. So look at the defense. Look at the defense. Look at the defense. Ow, Mahopa. Evlala. Oh, guys, Evlala. Wonderful play there by Hoto. Ball played in by Mfukeng behind the defense. Hoto able to cross it back for Evidence to finish it off. Yeah, it's close, Sinja. It's close. Mfukeng has his moments. And you see, that moment is what's going to convince people that he was in the whole game. You get what I mean? You get me? I mean, I just want to focus on Evlala. Yeah, no, true. The game did come in. When you're a hater, this is not a... Oh, letabo. Okay, guys. Eating tool. Eating tool. Eating tool. Anyway, 75 minutes. You see, now, this is what's going to happen. CHIPPA's going to come alive. And they're going to play the best football that they've played for the next 5 minutes. And what's going to happen is that they're going to lose all positional discipline. Right? All positional discipline. I wouldn't be surprised if Mfukeng scores on the counter. Scores on the counter. We understand. Okay, here comes CHIPPA. All of a sudden, the tempo is high from CHIPPA. Looking for the 8th loss. If this happens, stays like this, the 8th loss of the season. And like, guys, I'm sorry, Paris fans. Angindlalelanga ma-sounds wenu.
Ungasiphapheli man. Ibhakabhaka alifuni favor yakho ukuthi luwine.
Yabona mina i-team engiyithandayo i-Orlando Pirates. Yeah, sikamakhephula. Abucks.
Ipakani.
Mangikhuluma no-Orlando Pirates, ngikhuluma ngama-South African players wangempela. Bantu abasibhola.
Hayi, watch. Bazovuka bonke. Watch the transitions that Pirates is going to hit now. Watch. Just watch. Then you'll see chaos. They love chaos. And then Mabasa, Sap. Is he even there? He's not there. Mabasa, Mabasa, what I was saying earlier, these are the situations where you bring on Mabasa and Mabasa scores 2 goals out of the blue. Real chase. When it's like this. They were quiet. Look at the comments now. I'm just saying. Mutlari, welcome. Hey, man. Guys, Kimang Kruvang. Hey, Mutlari, can you hear me? Oh, Mutlari. Okay, let's see. Kev, please turn off the music, Kev, when you come in. I said, please.
Aye, man. Sometimes this, technology.
Kev, 1-0, 78th minute.
During halftime, I already told you, OT, Pirates just needs Makopa, a police. Those are the only subs they need. Because now what you see, Makopa runs, it confuses the defense here, CHIPPA. Now, who's this guy, just number 7? He plays left back.
Hoto.
Now gets space to run. And then when he runs, he gets a pass from these midfielders that people are saying they're just running around.
Yeah.
He gets and then now Makopa is always free. What I've also noticed with the CHIPPA players, they can't keep up with the runners, the Pirates attackers when they enter the D line. So we only needed Makopa there. So these are the only simple things that I think coach had a plan. Run these players tired before second half, and then when they get tired, their legs are running out. We're gonna introduce our players who knows how to cook. So now the game is open for Pirates to score more. That's when we're gonna see the real Pirates. I'm very impressed. I'm a cozy fan, but I'm very impressed by how Pirates is playing so far. I think with their 70% win overall, these guys are dominating this league, and I think they have it.
Just like that.
I know, OT. If you look at the stats, the numbers are the ones that they speak volumes. Numbers don't lie. What? They're not coming back. They might be out of camp, but I know. I feel like they're focused now on the domestic league. They had a coach who only won them cups. This one, that's now, I think he's gonna take the league now.
Okay, now I'm gonna leave you and the Sundowns fans. Let me go to Coach. Coach, what are you seeing?
No, I'm happy. My hope is in good game. That's all that's what they needed. You saw how he got the goal right from from the side going inside, got that goal. You understand? Mara, Uchi, I wanna talk about something that I think we're not noticing. There's a problem there at Paris defense.
There is big one.
And Bogazi's absence is gonna cause problems for that, because besides his ability to defend, I think the lack of leadership. I think I trusted CBC, but Pirates is just fortunate that CHIPPA is not going at them as they should, because I think to be very honest with you.
Do you think the problem gets solved when you have Nda on the bench?
For sure, but we need somebody on the field, because for instance, right now you're seeing a Siema that tends to go out of position now and again, especially when again CHIPPA attacks on those sides. Siema tends to lose his position, and the CBC is not controlling that center back position. He's not calling him in. He's not being that what Mbagazi used to control that defense. You know what I mean?
So are you telling me there's a window?
For me, this Pirates must just really look out, especially when they're gonna. For sure, big one. I think then Pirates needs to wake up and make sure that they make a plan there, because once they start facing teams like Arrows, I don't know when they're gonna play them, but teams like that are gonna damage them real bad. Both Kukuni and them, they're gonna give them real trouble, to be honest with you.
Do you think Bogazi going is that big? Because you still have Mosesane, you still have Bonda. Do you really think that transfer is that powerful?
Yes, because you must also remember, OT, Damani is not just the talent, he's also the leadership, the brains, and the emotion, just the overall support in that dressing room and in that unit. So I think him leaving definitely does add a bit of, he leaves that big of a hole. Because now you have a Sisani, but Sisani is a good football player. Can you trust him to lead? Okay, sure. We trusted CBC to do that. He's not doing that. So hopefully when Ndai is fully fit and he can play, he's the only hope now that Pirates has. And I think they must just consider looking for younger talent going into the next season. This is just my thought.
Okay. Let me see if Vutare is still here. Vutare?
Oti, okay.
Kishabu guy.
Akisha Bawina Baba, but let's get into it.
Mahobadowski, Mahobaldinho.
No, man, for me, Orlando Pirates fans, I think that's the only thing the first thing I'll address is they think there's a lot of talent that will be like Mbogazi out there. Whether they look for new talents or not, there won't be any. It's difficult to get a talent like Mbogazi. But for me, the departure of Mbogazi, it's a loss, but it might not be an everlasting loss, given the fact that I think with Mbogazi, he was a leadership, but also he had chemistry with whoever he plays with at the back, because they paired them for sometimes CBC for quite a while. And technically, he's good in passing. So that looked like the pairing will break. But I think whoever they'll pair, the new pairing that will come with time and chemistry building up and understanding each other, I think that we won't even feel the absence of Mbogazi. But with this game, Pirates playing with speed, I think their game plan today is just speed. And it works sometimes it doesn't work, but today it worked because I always say this, and I think last 2 weeks I lost the top 8 tournament in the quarterfinals because I don't know with players, when you play a team that is putting much pressure with speed and you fall back and play as a low block, you are literally inviting them. The only thing that will happen, You commit fouls where you are not supposed to. You commit penalties sometimes. And sometimes when you break, it's a score because these players end up becoming like 5 against 5 or 5 against 6, 6 against. So it's always equal numbers at the back. But you know what? Sometimes when they say there's a talent, Rele shows talent, and I love the pass that he made. And that for me, it says it might bring back his confidence. It's not a Lamtutu pass.
Can I ask you something unfair? Is Paris dangerous? Because you speak about them fucking chance, but then CHIPPA United comes almost immediately and forces a save from chain point blank. If that goal goes in, it's 1-1. Is this team dangerous, or do they just look good?
You know, my fear, a team that does not look dangerous, 10 win games and no one understands how they won. For me, they're not as dangerous depending on the team they play with. Look at now when CHIPPA is looking for a goal. Pirates are not as prominent as they were when they were sitting back. So they look good because CHIPPA was inviting them. But when CHIPPA is not inviting them, they don't look as good because now you have a lot of space for the wingers to print on, but there's possibility of offsides. So the wingers have to time their runs, the strikers have to time their runs. But if you're sitting on the low block, they have all the space to run at you. So a team that does not look dangerous tend to be extremely dangerous because when they get a chance, they convert because they're dangerous in attack in terms of conversion. But Pirates is just speed, man. And I think, hey, this Pirates be a problem, to be fair. And Mufokeng, I feel like a player like Mufokeng, even if he's off form, don't give him a ball and give him enough time to think and look at a pass. Hey, you'll be split. You'll see flames. I wish we can have such a player at Kaizer Chiefs who can pass like this boy. Baba ngoba shadi fresh baba holo. Bashadi brief for jadi fresh baba holo. But big ups to Orlando Pirates, man.
Okay. Look, guys, let me just clarify before I bring in Wandile. This is what I mean by dangerous. And if you remember correctly, this is something I said about Sundowns too, where I said my worry with Pirates for me, right, personally, my worry with Pirates for me is they will score that opportunity, but they've got way too much talent for them, in my opinion, to be winning games like this. And I give you this, they're winning. This season they're winning. I don't want to take anything away from Pirates in that sense. But for me, they've got so much talent that you'd want them to carve teams up. Like I want, personally, a system where a player scores 22 goals. Right? You want a Lucas Ribeiro Costa to come from Pirates, somebody to put their hands up and say, okay, guys, this is my season now. And for them to engineer chances that way. Because you watch Pirates for the 90 minutes we've watched them, right? Maybe the couple of chances they've gotten, cool, great. They scored the one with Makgopa. They have not even repeated that now. And again, if CHIPPA, like I always say, Paris will give you chances. If CHIPPA scored that goal, it changes the whole outlook of what the game is. You get me? So for a team, and then maybe people misconstrue this as hate, but I have always said, and I've stood here and said, Pirates is the most dangerous team in the league. The problem is their consistency. When Pirates is on its day, a 1-0 game can go to 5-0 very quickly. But you have to wait for a breakdown in the game for them to come alive. And I'm sitting here going, hi man, guys, you guys are way too good to be relying on Moremi, long shot, to be relying on a tap-in by Makgopa. Are you creating the systems and the structures and all of that to make sure that these guys are not running alone to go and score and not doing their own thing to go and score, where you've actually got a system that keeps feeding them? But again, I don't want to take it away, because I'm also the same person who says the Tuesday games, when it's raining in Orlando and it's a random game, you've got a game in hand, was the games that Pirates used to struggle with. If Pirates wins this game, you can chalk it up and say this is the 1-0 that they needed to get the 3 points, and they got the 3 points. I don't want to belabor any other points. It's just I would love to see a coach come in and like take Pirates to the next level and be like, guys, nkoraganje. We're going to make a system that's tailored to you. What's the chameleon for Pirates? Even though chameleon now, it fell apart at some point. But what is that that's going to take one of the Pirates players to the echelons of Abo Ribeiro Costa, what Ribeiro Costa was doing, what Abo Reinas had been doing, what Abo Matthews had been doing, what Abo Sales had been doing, when you look at the number of goals they scored amongst themselves. That type of thing. But anyway. Andile, 2 minutes left. Game is pretty much done. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, from my side, OT, I think it was a poor game from both teams. I think there were a lot of transitional opportunities for CHIPPA to capitalize and penalize the Pirates. They didn't utilize, especially in the first half. I think Pirates did a better job in the second half of high pressing and closing down CHIPPA.
Yeah.
But in the first half, there was definitely opportunities for CHIPPA to create some opportunities on transition, which they failed to do, to find each other. I think there's one point that I wanted to bring up regarding the goal. I think as SA fans, like we are so, that there's this whole meme with Phil Foden and pass to Eze. Where saying Phil Foden basically made that goal. And I think, yes, what Mofokeng did, the pass was great. But what we need to understand from a footballing perspective was the run from Hotto was the thing that created the pass. Hotto realized that there was space in behind. And that's the game intelligence that sometimes lacks from players off the ball, to say, where are the spaces that I can penetrate so that the movement that I'm making is so dangerous that if someone can find me, then we're already in a goal scoring opportunity. So for me, even in the first half, I noticed Mofokeng can find a pass, but I noticed that there was a point when he receives the ball outside of the box, and he's looking for someone making good movement, and he notices that no one's making. Oh, that was a great goal. That was a great goal.
That was a great goal.
He's noticing that. Yeah, it was a great goal. He's noticing that no one's making a good movement off the ball for him to find them, so he delays the pass a bit. So that's what I'm trying to emphasize, that movement and space is so important in the game. And you spoke about talent, and I'll tell you now, the reason why we're seeing so much talent, but then we're not seeing it actualize into something greater, it's because of the footballing intelligence on players. Like, players are not studying their own game enough to understand what it is they need to do to like look, for example, let me use a good example. Look at like the guys that likes of Ronaldo and them. They got older, but they understood how to still remain effective even though they were older. Why? Because the football intelligence is the thing that they relied on to sustain them in the game. They understood that I don't have to run as much, I just need to find myself in the right spaces to be effective in what I need to do. And that's what some of our players lack sometimes, is they don't know where to move, when to move, and what decisions to make in those positions. Like, I'll even look at Umbutuma. Umbutuma lacks that ability. I've noticed sometimes he looks lost in terms of his movement. He doesn't know how to connect with these number 10. And if I can interview, I'll tell you, like, sometimes I don't know how to find Umbutuma, because Umbutuma is not trying to connect with his teammates in a way that, like, here's my movements here, here's my movements here. Someone who's good at that is Reynes. Reynes is good at making off-ball movements. Also, Foster's also good at it as well. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like footballing intelligence, I think, is a thing that lacks in terms of our talented players. That's the only thing. I don't think there's not a technical detail that the guys can't do. Maybe it's a matter of repetitions that they can improve on. But in terms of ability, it's there. It's just the intelligence aspect of the game, the slowing down the game in your mind, and being aware of your surroundings and knowing how to move is, I think, what's lacking.
For time, I'm going to jump in. I think I should make this one of the topics that we're going to have. But I just want to say, guys, match over. Wonderful goal there by Apolis to make it 2-0. We are at the end. So, guys, Kupali. I need to go shoot a video after this. But I want to give people time. But let me go to Boggs. Boggs, 2-0 Pirates wins. Random Tuesday, Makrele 3 points.
Oti, I told you that Pirates are going to win, and their goals are going to come from the bench.
Yeah.
Although I said it was going to be 1-0. Police at least to score really. Like I said, I had my money on Police to score. He scored a beautiful goal letting. So I knew Pirates had firepower from the bench. Because Police at this moment, on fire.
Yeah. Yes,
Oti.
So Bongs, hey, just to close it off, can they continue this?
Pirates in a flop a guy. You don't know what's going to happen to them. At some point, but flop. But flop or 1 or 2 games, and the loser later.
Hey, okay. For time, I want to bring the little about 2-0. You were called for in the comments. How are you feeling?
Now, an expected result. One we expected, but not one we welcome. There's a difference. You don't welcome this result. I think if you're neutral, if you're maybe a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, you're not in the race for the league. Maybe you can, you can say, no, it's a good result. I think for the league, for sponsors, the great result. It keeps the league entertaining. But a big win for Pirates after an international break. If you lose this one, you go level with Sundowns. If you win your next game in hand. But top result. They show in this season that they're not the team of last season. They are not Coach Riviero's team that loses random games. This team wins games, and we have to give them credit for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. But I think the coach needs to just start with the players that are proven, from now on, I think Apollos can't be on the bench anymore. He's proven. He should be a starter. The guys who finished the game have proven that they can do the business. They've proven that there's no need to put us on the bench and start with Abumbule and so on. Those players have not given you anything this season. These players who come off the bench have proven themselves, and look, they look great. But credit must also go to CHIPPA. They were amazing today. We don't see enough PSL teams carrying a threat for. I think they were amazing. A team ranked 16th in the log, and what did you expect from them? They only have so much quality. They have a limit to what they can do. I think they were great. A couple of shots on target, a big chance at the end could have gone in. I think even the coach won't fault them. I think they were amazing. But yeah, man, we're not happy, Oti. We're not happy. Friends of CHIPPA, we can't be happy, Oti.
Lerata GNU, but it's fine. Let me end off with the members. Mtakababa, 2-0. Uthini game.
Yabona nje ubhizi ukhwehlela nje awuzenza ama chest pain.
Mina.
Ngoba makuwine thina namhla akunama sound, akunalutho namhlanje.
Kunini ngidlala lama sound wenu.
Hey, bakudlala abanye abantu ama sound zizwa every 5 minutes. Namhlanje kuthulile nje. Into esizwa isilungu from ama-support Chiefs da ku live namhlanje. Soloko sizwe isilungu nje kuthiwa namhlanje anisikhulumela English namhlanje.
Ngakufakela uGP akhuluma intende ngokuthi bhakani yalazi ibhola. Guys.
Ayazi una 30 minutes umdlalo lo GP. Namhlanje lapho ukulalela la.
Awazwakali la kuPenel.
Yeah, awazwakali namhlanje siyazi musi.
kuPenel awazwakala ngisho.
Hey, namhlanje sabathi nithi niyazifihla ngifihle ngini nabo bonke nabo CJ hey ubonke namhla upersonal uyabuza bakudlala iphakazani niba personal kanje abo CJ usabantu ufuna ukuthi CHIPPA Chiefs ufuna ukuthi abaplayer Chiefs usakathi Chiefs hey man kanti kudlala nawe sala kubhizi uSundowns first half yonke nakunaSundowns eground kwasakalani
bayafana labantu manesh ile mvula ngiboni kahle ile mvula man
anizenzi basapota case asinamhlanje impela ayidonsa kanzima nisikhulumela isidazi namhlanje abantu kwebekuthiwa ngiyabhala kusengibhala English bengiyophasa ngesilungu engisizwa namhlanje for abalandeli becase ngasikhuluma isilungu amakudlala iphayeketi bantu I know namhlanje sifundile isilungu kunabo wathi phasa iphayeketi hayi yo Jehova sithe silindeni kancane
uyabona mina ngizakhuluma ngomahopa ngitshela ukuthi umahopa Dawski and then uzathini ngoba mina ngithe faka umahopa nizokora
ba kodwa bathi mahopa uyafana naye lo phumile nje yazi yena ukuthi unenhlanda yazi la bafana Usothi ngiyabona kancane siyakhupha lingana abantu abahleli phezulu sesilinde umgcini
it's fine ngizokutshela nje umahopa ithinge malume khutso malume khutso tunilwe
dlala ni sound uthi dlala ni sound
ke neng ke dlalele amahopa ke dladile hawo ke neng ke dlalele di Pirates
dlala ni sound uthi uthi
lona lutlo di sound fela ke dlala emathuneni if ke dlala emathuneni
aruki sound fela rutlo mnati ke re kutlo mnati yo yazi uthi ngithekuwe will score a team goal, a beautiful team goal, and someone will tell you about individual brilliance. Ukuthi yabona leya pass karile individual brilliance. Bekagijimela. Mahopa bekagijimela yena. Uthi ngicela ngeke ngithi yami. Yazi abantu bakhona ukuba negative to no. Not you personally. But I'm just saying abantu bakhona Rivoligo. Yeah, but abantu bakhona ukuba negative. No minto inhle Mr. Uthi umuntu akutshela ukuthi no, we need to do what. And I think today we saw the importance of Sipho Mbule, Mr. Uthi. Sipho Mbule, he can keep the pressure high up. I think when we subbed Mbule off, then CHIPPA started gaining a bit of the ball. You understand? However, it was against them because then they pushed up higher. And Aiden don't really, man. Ay. Oti, Leandona le pashaze I window. Mantlek. Shuti pashaze I window no le bonda nendlu yonke. Yamkhipha hoto. Ovela I one. You understand that, Mr. Uti? Leandona le italente. Shuti ngathi nga-advise Pirates ngithi yazini. Ngiqala nini ePortugal. Nimlone. Akithi abakafuna ukumthenga. Nimlone. Nibanike i-taste. Nimlonele one of boba number 16 Mr. Singaya le ntwana for free. Sizombhadala thina. Akadlale la. Meqedwe ukudlala la. Ipay yezayo so ngaka 10%. Abamlone uthi lento imnandi delicious yonke into spy cause as for a young boy Mr. Uthi the way he measures those passes. Last time it was for Umbutuma, Mr. Uti, when he played over the top. The way he sees things we can't see. Yabona le pass le pace. I think at the end of it, it had a letter and a postage stamp to Hugo Bros saying final 23. Angeke Mr. Uthi saying if umshishulimele you are at peace. Yangena naleyo apolice yathi nami Hugo Bros. Amagama mewebizwa ngicela bungalikhohlwa. Hugo Bros asathi umamele noma uhopa wathi nami baba. Patowski. Ngicela ungangikhohlwa Mr. Bros. Mobiza amagama. Thank you, a beautiful game. And I just want to also highlight ukuthi what Sipho China did today was also good for the game because amachita besewalala.
Yep.
Besewalala amachita. And he went at them and babuye, they switched on, but understand ukuthi la sidlala ibhola.
And it's not the first time.
It's not the first time, Mr. Oten. And I saw Usiyama get angry, but ngibone seka clear ibhola with anger. And I was like, yes, that's what you should do. Do your job, Mr. Oten.
Yeah.
And the pass lega really. I value kuma stats. Bese ngizositshela ngama stats. Thank you, Mr. Oten.
Mara kiki pass akere.
Ah,
Yavela.
value kuma stats. Ayikho ku assist. So
Mara kiki pass.
Kiki pass mara mawubhukula ama stats. Bakuvezela ama goals nama assist. So ngizositshela ukuthi urile uwile. But okay, thank you.
Really? Agent, my brother.
Mr. Uchi, I think, do we give credit to CHIPPA?
No. No.
I guess that's the question that you asked me.
Why do these teams only start playing once they're 1-0 down? It makes no sense to me.
Exactly, so hence in the first half, like I'm not doing that because I've seen this movie way too many times,
It's the script. It's the script.
I can't be watching Anaconda from ETV every Sunday 8 p.m. You don't need to give it credit to ETV. I can't do that. Good substitutions. My Nyangashem, I can tell he's well played. He's well played, because I've been getting this prediction spot on from the right substitutions like Wadu, just as I said, Umakawira, because I think they needed Umakawira in that midfield.
Yeah.
And obviously Ubakopa will always stress always make the defense busy, and Apolis will stress the defense, and the team will click, so I think that sometimes I don't want Paris fans to fall into the temptation of saying the starting lineup was wrong.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to have a team. Or do they call it rugby? And I don't watch what men's sports. Not that. What do they call it?
A bomb squad.
The bomb squad. Yes. So sometimes you want to tear down the defense of CHIPPA United. And when you're tagging them, you're not just tagging them with the legs. You want to tire them mentally, so that when you inject that freshness of our police, Umahopa, they're already tired, and then they can have the maximum impact, So I think the coach did well, to start with the player that he started with, so that Umahopa, we know is a game changer. Police, we know is a game changer. They can up the tempo a bit, So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to do. And at Chiefs, there was once a player called Kingston the net in Qatar.
Central defensive striker.
The first of his kind. I don't want Paris fans to fall into the trap that Chiefs fans fall into when they come into Ohoto. Yes, maybe his crossing is off, maybe his decision making is off, but never underestimate his energy and how that tires the entire defense. He'll be busy. I think they used to call him Tulchiles, because he'll be busy, and at some point that busyness tires down the defense, and that's when players like a Police and Mufukeng and the likes will come in and be effective against the Thai defense. So I think sometimes let's not judge players based only on the output. Maybe judge the football, how also that football impacts. Just like Makopa, we should say maybe Makopa will not score, maybe will not assist, but him creating those spaces and him being in the right spaces makes Paris play better.
Makopa will score and will assist.
Unlike Mabasa in the reference. But Mr. Oti, good game. I think the question that I want to leave you with, Mr. Oti, is this the end of CHIPPA's trickery? You know, because he's been getting away with better. He's been getting away with gambling.
It might be. You never know.
Because at some point the run will run out. Maritzburg, the run did run out. Stellenbosch, we are seeing that the run is
Cape Town City.
Cape Town City, the Black Leopards, Jomo Cosmos, the luck will run out. So I'm just wondering, is this the season? Or he'll do another CHIPPA pace? Because sometimes when our sisters love you, they love you. Thank you, Mr. Oti.
Okay. No, guys, I can't stay long. So we'll pick this up probably on Friday. I'm not in tomorrow. So well done to Amapagania. Look, for all of the breakdowns and complaining and pointing out the stuff, and as Velile put it, it's lungu. This is what you want from a Pirates team. This is the consistency that you want them to show, that even when it's raining, it's down, they're playing the ball, they're not getting the chances, people are frustrated, Boremi's shooting out of the blue, all of the stuff is happening. You need to get that win. And that is what they did today. On a random Tuesday, Pirates got the 3 points that they needed to get for this game. And that is all you've ever asked for, Pirates, because it's not all the games that are going to look beautiful. It's not all the games where you're going to be able to Kibeli team Bashai 5-0. Sometimes this is what needs to happen. Mahupa comes in, far post scores, and then Apolis gets a deflected shot in, it's 2-0, you go home with the 3 points, right? With that being said, I look at Pirates and it's still a little bit shaky. I think it's not just Mbogazi not being there. I think you're also starting to see the impact of Nduli. Makaula came in the second half. I don't think it was a good sub, but you're starting to see the impact of those players, especially with how they cover the defense when no one's there. And maybe one of the big things is to note that having Mbogazi at the back allows everybody else to relax, because him and Siema take on a bunch of different loads. And now, not having him there, you could see that UCBC is a little bit shaky there. And even Usiema was not feeling as confident as he normally is. And when they let them go, when they let them off, CHIPPA got their chances, to which Uchain had to come out and say, hey, guys. And I think that is, again, pointing towards Nduli, pointing towards Makaula, pointing towards Mbogazi as to what they were giving that defense. So Pirates gets the 2 points. My thoughts, as usual, will be out in an hour's time. I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking about the games. Well done to Pirates. Hey, kana baitse mina angwadlali ama-sound i-Pirates my winner. It's fine.
South Africa, kwazi kwamnandi South Africa, lo puting emotion.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more.
Evidence ma go paranya ka chelete. O ka se tlemole ke tse matsore nya ka chelete. Le fetsa winner ba winne mona. E ka bersa World Cup ka betso wena le hlo ya gago.
Our players showed it in the last years to be able to score 8 or 7 goals against some teams. It's possible. Nothing is impossible. We believe strongly. It's an opportunity for us to be in the history So we definitely motivated and focus for the game tomorrow.
ungasiphapheli man ibhakabhaka alifuni ifavor yakho ukuthi luwine.
Yabona mina i-team engiyithandayo i-Orlando Pirates. Yeah, sikama careful. Up the Bucks.
Ipakani.
Mangikhuluma nge-Orlando Pirates ngikhuluma ngama-South African players wangempela. Manje abasibhola.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much. If you haven't followed, please follow. Remember, the normal show is on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. And then, of course, if Chiefs, Pirates, mamelodi, Sundowns, bafana, or banyana are in action, we will be here doing this. This is the watch along. Please don't forget to support. The episode of my podcast is out right now where I speak about Umbogazi. So, guys, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, Overthinking Football Show on YouTube. I've got shorts that I put out. I've got my review that's going to come out now. You guys are the guys that help us as content creators keep going. And remember, if you see anything, any logo, any brand, any what, like, share, comment, do all of those very nice things, because that's how we keep the lights on and we keep doing this. There's nowhere else where you can find this, and to keep it going, I need your help. If you can contribute, please contribute as well, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye, Velile.